Hello there, welcome to saberduelgaming, where we always take the high ground, and today is a very special anniversary. It is the 40th anniversary of the original Super Mario Bros. Game. So to celebrate today, I'm going to repost my original retro review for Super Mario Bros., which I posted several years ago. This is back when my retro reviews were a little bit less contained, a lot shorter, and lacked some of my signature intro and outros. However, I am giving you the audio exactly as it was then. However, the visual footage has been mildly updated. So without further ado, here is my original retro review for Super Mario Bros. Making his debut in 1981 in Donkey Kong, Mario went on to have a huge career of ranging computer games in 2D, 3D, and even his own Mario Kart series, and never had a loss. Okay, had one major loss, but other than that, was a rip-roaring success. But while his first starring outing was in the Mario Bros. Game, it was the Super Mario Bros. Game, where he really set the standard for the games going forward. On its release in 1985, Super Mario Bros. Was kinda coming into a world in which gaming was on the decline, and certainly the gaming industry was kind of on its backside. And okay, some people might find it hard to believe that one game could change all that, could bring everything back to being a success, and maybe Super Mario Bros. Didn't do that on its own, but it probably saved Nintendo. Super Mario Bros. Was more than a game, it was something that people fell in love with. It didn't matter whether you were a kid or an adult, you could pick this game up and very quickly you knew exactly what was expected of you. The first level is pretty much an introduction to what's going to be expected of you for the rest of the game, and okay, the underwater levels were a little bit trickier and some people weren't as fond of those, but other than that, the game just played naturally. And it introduced us to so many characters, even outside Mario and Luigi, characters that became part of modern culture. The game was just something we fell in love with, and it became synonymous not just with Nintendo, but gaming itself. It must be said as well that for its time, this game had quite a lot of complexity to it that kept people going back. Remember, at this time most games were limited to one screen and the same action on repeat. Yes, the game's layout was quite basic, 4 levels to a world, 8 worlds, the same similar boss fight at the end, but there was lots of additional little things, the Easter eggs that people kept going back to see. How did you get the fireworks to go off at the end? Where's that vine that takes you up into the sky? And what about these fabled warp zones? All of these things gave it more depth. Over time, people started to find the graphics a little bit dated, and some people would then play the exact same game on Mario All-Stars. They updated the graphics, but other than that it was the same, and yet a whole new generation of people fell in love with the game. But that only leaves us in the mid-90s, where Mario All-Stars was released. The question is, what about now? How does it stand up to modern scrutiny? Well, the answer's simple. It stands up perfectly. I went back and filmed footage for this video, and at certain points I simply forgot to do it because I was having too much fun playing the game. I stopped bothering doing this for the video. I just carried on playing. All you have to do is look at how many times Nintendo have moved away from their 3D versions such as Mario 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, and gone back to new Super Mario Bros. The game itself was perfect, and while graphics and advancements in technology can move you to new places, sometimes there's no place like home. And for a whole generation, or maybe even a few generations of people, and gamers especially, Super Mario Bros. Is home. It's a rite of passage. It's something you just have to have played. So I say, Super Mario Bros., it's a 9 out of 10, without any hesitation. The only thing stopping it being a 10 out of 10 is that potentially Super Mario Bros. 3 is even better. So there we have it. I've got to be honest, it is so weird hearing my old videos again, but I don't actually disagree with anything I've said there. This game is a genuine classic. If anything, year by year, its legend continues to grow, and to think it has been 40 years. I was 5 years old when this game was first released. 40 years later, it's a game that I could still play any single day and enjoy every single time. I think I stand by the comment that Super Mario Bros. 3 is potentially a better game, and you could argue that many of Mario games since this have surpassed this one in actual gameplay. However, no game, and I mean no game, is as iconic as this one. Without Super Mario Bros., there would not be a gaming industry as we have it today. So on behalf of all of us, Super Mario Bros., happy 40th birthday, and thank you for 40 years of fantastic gaming. Now, it's time for me to start another 40 years playing Super Mario Bros. Until next time, take the high ground.